I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Friday, September the 20th, brought to you in part by To Leave by Norbrook. Unbreakable news: To Leave is an affordable alternative to Draxxin, a tulathromycin injection, and it puts proven efficacy exclusively in plastic packaging, so you don't have to worry about losing product. For more information, go to norbrook.com. Also, Unionville Livestock Market in north central Missouri and Creston Livestock Market in south central Iowa. Kurt Sporleader and Cody Fry there, but Unionville Livestock Market is having a special feeder cattle and calf sale coming up this Tuesday, September the 24th. They're going to have what they know of already, about 1,250 head of some of their best consignments, including 4 loads of those famous Rockin' R yearlings. They'll be weighing close to 900 pounds there, guys. But up in Creston, at Creston Livestock Market, Cody Fry's got a regular cattle sale today on Friday the 20th. But they're getting prepared for the special, big special they're going to have on October the 2nd. That's their all-vaccinated calf and yearling special. And it's got a lot of nice consignments coming up on that sale, expecting about 2,000 head as of right now. The Weiss cattle, they've got 450 head of those off the Weiss farms. They're weighing from 750 to 900 pounds, coming in right off the grass, guys. And some moderate weight yearlings there, so you need to check those out. How about Walt Glenn's got 130 head of black steers weighing 8.5 to 900 pounds. They'll be there at Creston on October the 2nd. And then the Glenview Farms is going to have another 130 of black steers weighing 875 to 9.25. There's going to be 150 head of the Wayncott steers. They'll be black steers weighing from 6.5 to 7.5. So be sure and check out both of those sales. They'll be on DVAuction.com. Choice boxes fall sub $300. And that's kind of a significant threshold there. And we're seeing some seasonal pressure on your dressed beef prices, guys, and it's been falling pretty hard, and the board's been up, so we don't normally see that. And fat cattle trying to get higher. They gained a little bit of ground last week, and these fat cattle sellers are getting gritty. I tell you what, they're trying hard to get a little bit more market position back after losing several dollars there over the last 3 or 4 weeks there before last week's moderate gain there. But the box is falling that hard that fast is pretty significant, and your packers were in the black for the last 2 or 3 weeks, pretty deep in the black, as deep as they've been in the black probably all year. But it's going to be tough for them with dressed beef prices down, and your fat cattle sellers trying to get some market position back on your fat cattle. But the board gained big on Thursday there with some technical support, and that's just the squiggly lines on the graph there, guys. But it's right ahead of the cattle on feed report that's coming out here today on Friday. And sometimes your cattle on feed reports are big market movers, sometimes they're not. And it doesn't always depend on how much they differ from your average of the analyst guess. But the guesses that they have, so you can keep that in mind for 2 o'clock here on Friday. Your September 1st on feed inventory is pegged at 100.7% of the same report a year ago. August placements set at 98.5% on the average of the analyst guess, but the guesses were all over the place from 93.5 to 102.3. So be interesting to see where that falls. They've got the marketings pegged at 96.5, so we'll see what happens, and it'll be interesting to see if fat cattle trade breaks loose before the cattle on feed report or after, and that's always kind of significant whether it happens before or after, and depending on what everybody thinks it's going to be, whether it's going to be bullish or bearish. But don't forget, we got 1 week to go before the big Trump rally out in Fallon, Nevada, and we do have a roping coming up there. A lot of the proceeds from the roping, a big percentage of that's going to go to the Trump 47 campaign, and then we're going to be selling donated cattle for the Trump sale there on the 28th of September. And don't forget, you can get some free freight there, guys, if you're somewhere east of Fallon, Nevada, up through the mountain states there in the northern plains. The Trump truck is taking a load of cattle out to South Dakota early this coming week, and then going to be going back. And we'll be glad to stop and pick cattle up, donated cattle for the Trump rally, guys. And I showed you the trailer that on the back gate there of the Trump truck, but check out the tractor on this truck. If that's not badass, I don't know what is. Every month we talk about, we like to recognize one of the best sale barns, or a sale barn that's been doing really well for their customers over the last month or so. And VITALIX tags, they sponsor that. And this month, your VITALIX Market of the Month is Tri-County Stockyards in Motley, Minnesota. Mitch Bartle does a good job there, and I tell you what, he's been hitting, being recognized as some of the top quotes here over the last few weeks. He had an in-house video there and sold some cattle off the charts there, and it's just really impressive for him to be doing that in the upper Midwest rather than being over in Nebraska or somewhere like that. But he is giving his producers top prices and nationally recognized for the cattle. So congratulations to Tri-County Stockyards in Motley, Minnesota. Let's talk about your board that I told you was higher on Thursday. October live cattle futures were up 167 at 179.97. December was up $1.27 at 181.12. Your back months were all up as little as 35 cents, and that was on the farthest out traded month, to as much as $1.27 higher. On your feeder cattle, September feeders up 245 at 245.27. October was up 382. Wow, big gains there on our next up spot market there at 243.77. And your back months were all up big, guys. You've been waiting for some big strike prices out front, up 210 to up 322. So impressive gains on your CME cattle futures. December corn, and that might have been part of it, was down 7 cents right there during harvest at 405 3/4. November beans down 3/4 cent a bushel at 1013 1/4. Hard red winter wheat for December down 14 cents at 564 1/2. Your fat cattle trade brought to you by Legacy Beef Cooperative. And I'm reminding you guys, we've been talking about Legacy Beef Cooperative. You can still get in if you hurry on the second round, but starting next week early, they're going to be moving to the third round of shares, and they will be $25 per share higher than what the second round was. Talk about your direct fat cattle sales in the 5 area negotiated. Iowa sold 900 head. They've now sold 2,200, which is nothing for them. Live price at 182 on Thursday, and dress price at 288. Nebraska sold just 200 head confirmed. There could have been some more after 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday, but only 200 head that were confirmed at 182. Kansas and Texas have neither one of them have traded a hoof so far on a direct basis there of fat cattle sales. Did have a fat cattle auction in Kelowna, Iowa, about 1,000 head. That's a big run for them fat cattle there in Kelowna, Iowa, and those fat cattle sell from 185 to 192.75. Your direct guys would love to get somewhere close to that. How about box beef cutout values? Down hard, and the entire carcass has been down hard. Even your fresh 50s that they use to mix up and make your ground beef, and they haven't been holding things up, but everything down. And on choice cuts on Thursday afternoon, they were down 182 at 299.56, under $300 for the first time in a long time. And selects down 149 at 288.26. Your slaughter running at a pretty good pace here for the way things have been. 493,000 estimated slaughter up through Thursday. That's 8,000 better than the previous week, and just 7,000 less than the same week a year ago. Your actual slaughter information come back for the week ending September the 7th, and pretty scary. Your average dressed steer carcass weight, 941 pounds on the average, guys. That is 8 pounds bigger than the previous report and the second highest, heaviest carcass, average dressed steer carcass weight ever, any time of the year, and 24 pounds bigger than the same report a year ago. That's making up for a lot of cattle that we don't have, guys. Talk about what else is going on. Livestock Risk Services, that's Dakota Moss, of course, and he offices right here in Oklahoma City, where I'm at with Heritage Place Horse Sales, and in the exchange building at the Oklahoma National Stockyards. Look at all these other agents that work with him. Find one you're comfortable with, call them up, get to know them, ask them some questions, because I know dang well you guys don't know all the answers to questions you have about the LRP. But the hell of it is, as for the new rule, we can't take advantage of the higher CME futures here today on Friday, because they made a rule that they can't write new LRPs on cattle on feed Friday because it's too volatile. But still pay attention to that. You guys can get in on it early next week. Let's talk about your feeder cattle market, your real-time index on DVAuction. Late in the day on Thursday, sitting at 240.270. That was down 123. Of course, we had Bassett and some other premium sales that happened on Wednesday, and then of course you're going to come back a little bit off that on Thursday. Your latest CME cash feeder cattle index sitting at 244.42. Big sale that's going to happen on Friday. My buddy Justin Tupper is going to have a big sale at St. Onge Livestock in St. Onge, South Dakota. That's way out west there, guys, and they are now on DVAuction.com. Check them out. How about your big sales on Thursday? Farmers and Ranchers Livestock in Salina, Kansas had 2,900 head, still getting a lot of grass cattle coming in off the northern part of the Flint Hills there. And you guys, you know, I've long been pretty critical of Kansas federal state market reporting, and I tell you what, this one really threw me for a loop. You know, everybody's selling cattle really well, especially late this week, and a supportive board on Thursday. The market reporter there called the feeder cattle and calves $10 to $15 lower. And I thought, gosh, how can that be right? And then I pulled this automated market report through Cattle Market Central and looked at your best tested weight groups there in comparison to a week ago. And you guys take a look at it on your best tested weight groups. Looks to me like mostly steady to $6 higher. But that's just me. I don't know. I did that shit for 20 years, but I don't know. But they sold some calves pretty high there in Salina, Kansas. 88 steers weighed 569, bring 311.50. Were they some of the ones that were $15 cheaper? I kind of doubt it. How about some individual quotes? New Cambria livestock auctioneer, DV auction broadcaster there in north central Missouri. They sell 62 steers, weighed 816 at 251.75. Mitchell Livestock Marketing up in Mitchell, South Dakota. Good friends up there. 77 steers, weighed 902 at 244.50. But the most impressive quote that I saw anywhere on Thursday in your Macrocin, no BS, top quote for the day, come from that Farmers and Ranchers Livestock there in Salina, Kansas, where the market reporter called the cattle $10 to $15 lower, and they sell 51 steers, weighed 810 pounds at 256. That's your feeder flash for Friday.